Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's EJ Marino and right now we are diving in to the spoiler discussion for It Chapter 2. There is a lot to break down in this video. I'm going to stick it to my 5 major talking points because again, this is like a 2-hour and 50-minute movie. There is way too much to talk about, but again, 5 major talking points from It Chapter 2 right now. We begin today's video with the start of the film. It Chapter 2 has one of the most brutal and intense intros I have ever seen. I was visibly uncomfortable during the entire introduction of this film, but that's the point, and I'm not going to fault the film, the filmmaker, Stephen King, on the opening. I don't think it's anyone's fault. I'm not mad. I'm not offended. It's just rough and brutal, but far more brutal than the rest of the film. That's something I walked away with going, cool, so this gay bashing scene was like long, but the murders of children, Bev's domestic violence, all of this was done so quickly without as much as the shock value, but this one felt so shocking, almost a little gratuitous. I think that's where my issue is wow, okay, yeah, this film is a horror movie, it's R-rated, it's going to be dealing with tough subjects, but the way they filmed, handled, and just kind of carried on with this segment, I was very lost, very confused, and a little upset. And I think what more so upsets me is it really didn't play into the rest of the story. Yes, this is what gets Mike to call the losers back, but there's nothing else in this movie to kind of justify this intro. If there was a scene with the closeted character, we'll talk about that. If there was a scene with the closeted character meeting Don, who was the partner that is left alive after the gay bashing, his partner Adrian is the one murdered, Don's the one left. If we had a character, a moment where Richie and Don would have met each other, would have talked, just for a quick interaction, it would have made sense. But no, we have like Pennywise taunting Richie and using Adrian as part of the taunting. Richie doesn't know Adrian. Richie doesn't understand the impact of that shade. So that's why I was like, these are missed opportunities to connect the introduction to the rest of the film. Even having the Losers Club hear about the gay bashing and go, wow, this was rough. This was brutal. Pennywise is not playing around. Like, look, the murder of Georgie was crazy, but the hate filled with this one is insane and really upping the ante and showing the desperation of Pennywise, but it's not even really touched on. There's a scene in the book that I really love where we have Don talking to the police going, there was hundreds of balloons, there was an evil clown, and no one believing him, but Mike going, oh boy, Pennywise is back. That scene was cut. So again, there's a lot in this introduction that leaves a lot to be desired, but I'm not upset. I'm not angry at it. I don't think we should boycott It Chapter 2. I don't think Andy Muschietti's a homophobe. I just think he dealt with something that I don't fully think he was going to ever address or have a actual viewpoint other than this is bad, this is how this is happening. I don't think there was enough in here to really warrant this being included. Honestly, they could have done a quicker scene and added more to other stuff later on and then make this like 10-minute scene this long, this drawn out, this depressing. It Chapter 2 isn't all sad depressingness. Actually, this movie's really fun, and one of the best parts of this film is the adult Losers Club. We all love the Losers Club, the little ones from the first film. They're amazing. So many great actors there. I mean, I fell in love with new actors that I was like, oh, Jack Dylan Grazer. Never would have saw him before, and I loved him in It Chapter 1. Oh my gosh, so a lot of them here are great. But seeing them adults, seeing James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, I was really impressed with Bill Hader, like most people were. We'll talk about Richie and Bill Hader a little bit later, but for me, James Ranson is the MVP of this film. He has some of the best material. Yeah, when he's looking for his little token later, because all the losers have to find tokens that reminded them of their childhood to then go fight Pennywise. You've seen the movie, you're here for the spoiler discussion. His scene maybe with the token was one of my least favorites. Again, kind of went a little long. It had one of those jokes that I was like, oh, this song, haha, funny. But in general, I really loved his performance. I thought his ending was the most sad and tragic. Look, I like Stanley, and I knew we weren't going to get enough of Stanley, even though I love Andy Bean. I wish we got a way more of him. And I like Stanley. I knew we weren't going to get a lot of him. So the ending with Eddie is what really was like a gut punch, because I was like, I kind of forgot. I knew a loser died when they went down there and all that, but I was like, oh, this is happening, and we were already started building up the Eddie Richie thing, and I was like, oh, cute, just stabbed through the chest, and I was like, oh my god, here we go. at least they didn't kill their gay, because usually in the it's a horrible trope that they do. Walking Dead is infamous for killing gay characters, but at least here Eddie's not the one gay. Usually in the miniseries and in the book it's kind of implied he's closeted, married to that wife character, but here he's not gay, so points for them not killing a gay character. Good job, but we had the gay bashing. Oh god, this movie is conflicting with the LGBT community. But back to the Losers Club, everyone does great. Isaiah Mustafa is such a low-key part. Mike was one of my favorite parts of the first film, and I really thought that we were going to, like, underutilize him in this. Such a great thing. Jay Ryan as Ben, oh my god, those abs. I think everyone was kind of like, oh. Like, I know that's kind of the Ben gimmick, is like, oh, he's hot now, but I was like, but Jay Ryan's like, hot. Like, it's insane. Everyone does great. I'm actually a really big fan of Jessica Chastain. I think she did great. I still think Amy Adams would have been a better Beverly than Jessica Chastain is. I think she looks more like Sophia Lillis. Again, it's semantics kind of thing. I think Jessica Chastain did great. And I will say, James McAvoy, we all know he's an amazing actor, and like he's kind of the one that we were least worried about going in, but he does so great. I was worried about him as the casting of Bill, because I was like, you don't scream Bill toward me, but honestly, seeing him in there, singing with the stutter, seeing them like the side-by-sides they would do with him and Bill, I would be like, okay, I see it, I enjoy it. I think all of the actors added little ticks that the younger versions of them had to their older performances, and it really showed everyone cared about making this such a cohesive Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 experience. If I'm going to talk about the Losers Club, I have to talk about Pennywise. What an amazing performance from Bill Skarsgård. Kind of underutilized. I think we're all kind of in agreement that we could have used more of him. But I always get scared with that, because like I'm a big fan of Jaws, and if we would have seen more of the shark, would that have ruined the experience? If we would have had more of Pennywise, would that have distracted from other moments? I love Bill Skarsgård's performance. I think he has one really great scene I really loved, where it was the girl who has the birthmark on her face, and she's like, I'm not talking to you, you're a scary clown, and he's like, I get it, everyone makes fun of me for my face too, and I'm like, he's manipulating this girl. The way he attacks Richie's dirty little secret, as he calls it, so much in here to just dive into in the juiciest way. Pennywise scared me in this performance way more than the first one. I think something about this is a little bit more chilling. It's that desperation that Pennywise has, and I really liked seeing that. I thought that was, again, so delicious, so juicy. Bill Skarsgård is delivering one of the best horror performances I have ever seen. Half-assed inclusion is one of the weirdest subjects. It's one of those things, would you rather have bad representation or no representation? And It Chapter 2 really makes me feel some type of way with their handle of Richie's character. So in this movie, Richie, our like trash mouth icon, is closeted. We don't really know if he's gay or bisexual. I'm not going to really get into the semantics, but he's closeted. Pennywise refers to it as his dirty little secret. I like the change of Richie being the closeted character, because usually it's Eddie and it's like this whole, he's like cheating or like not really in love with his wife. I hate that whole closeted Mary vibe. I like that they all are like, well, Richie's a bachelor, no one would marry that guy, and it's like, no, Richie just don't want to marry a man yet because he's still in the closet. I like that. I thought that was a better storyline than the typical Eddie one. So I have no problems there. I have no problem with the way Bill Hader performed like this. I thought he was great. I thought he had the conflict in his face. I think he had the scared loneliness to him. I think he did really well there. I think there's a really nice moment at the end where he carves in that R+E, and I actually got a little tear in my eye. This has nothing to do with what's presented. Now, what my issue with Richie is what's not presented, what's not on screen, what's not in this movie, and there's a lot. Like, this has so many problems with the coming out of this character. Pennywise refers to this as a dirty little secret the whole time, just harping on it, like this, I'm gonna tell all your friends. There's never a moment where Richie gets to come out. And again, there's gonna be some people who go, not every gay man has to do this big coming out thing, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to address something in a movie as a secret and say, I'm holding this over you and I'm going to blackmail you with this with my crazy Pennywise clown magic, and then it goes to nothing later on, there's not a moment. There's two moments I really think Richie could have came out in a Richie type of way that still could have added to the story. There's a scene where Bill's like, you know, Richie, like you said last time, and I was hoping he was like, I'm gay. Like, just a quick comedic line. Fits Richie's character, and everyone could have been like, Richie's gay? Okay. Anyways, let's go fight this clown. A cute moment are at the end where he's grieving the loss of Eddie and he could have just simply said, I loved him. And all of the losers could have just simply went, we kind of know. Those are quick little fixes to something that wasn't addressed, wasn't handled. I just don't understand. I know the quiet moment, I feel like he came out to himself a little bit in the film, but that's just a small step of representation in this film that I was just like, so he came out to himself. Again, is this secret now not a secret to him? Does he know? There's just a lot here that I was like, wow, we really could have had a better moment, even if he would have just came out to one of them, one of the losers, to have that moment, give Bill Hader an amazing coming out performance. That's something a lot of actors kind of like strive for, so they can have that on their acting reel of like, I played this character, I had this good moment. That would have been great, but it's not here, not presented, and that's a lot of the issues. I mean, we could have connected this story a little bit more. We could have connected it to the intro gay bashing scene. That could have reaffirmed his fears of like, this is why I never came out. This town's horrible to gay people. I never wanted to do it. Again, none of this is in the film, and it's kind of upsetting. It leaves me a lot left to be desired, because I'm like, there could have been a good moment, an amazing moment for gay characters in horror. The queer community and the horror community, we're like connected. We've been around here since like The Portrait of Dorian Gray. We're a thing, but like this was like such a moment, and I've seen other YouTubers be like, this was a positive moment for like LGBT representation. I'm like, you for a straight white woman, but for me, a queer man, it ain't it. Again, lot to left be desired here. I wanted more. I'm not mad at the movie. Again, a lot of people are like, oh, you can't really, people have this mindset you can't critique something and still love it. I love this movie. I just have issues with some little things here or there. Speaking of not loving or liking everything about a movie, boy, the ending, not the ending of this movie, the final scenes with the Loser Club, reading Stan's letter with Richie's moment, and then you get to see Ben and Bev together. I liked all that. It's the fight with Pennywise. It's that big dramatic battle, and they basically bully Pennywise to death. What? Like, the ritual of Chud or Chewed or whatever it is in the book is strange. I mean, they're like biting each other's tongue, telling secrets, insulting each other. It's a goddamn strange Stephen King mess. This is a better version than the book, but still, I just don't know how you could have an ending like this and still be, really? That's what they do? And for me, like, Stephen King is so anti-bullying, from Carrie to Stand By Me to It. His messages have always been, don't bully. And the end of this movie is them bullying somebody to death. Like, that's the message, is, oh, just bully your bully back? I was very confused of why that was the ending, while that was the choice. I think there's other ways. As much as I loved little Pennywise deflating and like little I had to like not laugh when I saw that, because I was like, oh, he's so cute, little flat-faced baby Pennywise. I was just like, oh, okay, that's still strange. The whole ending is odd. The stuff in the bottom there, the way Eddie dies, Richie's moment, there's just a lot in here that I was like, what? Mike disappears for half of the ending. I was like, where's Mike at? Like, I was waiting for like Stanley just to pop up, be like, I'm here now because Mike's not here. Like, I was just like, what is happening in this ending? Not the worst thing ever. Just thankfully, the last 10 minutes of the movie are so beautiful, so powerful that it makes up for it. But yeah, I did spend a lot of that like big climactic battle going, okay, the Pennywise spider doesn't bother me, but something else, like, it's a weird ending. What do you guys think of the ending? Because I can't be the only one going, that's it? That was my spoiler discussion of It Chapter 2. I am so excited to be doing this video because I really needed to talk about these 5 major talking points. There's so much we could have talked about. The references to The Thing, the Stephen King cameo, all the juicy stuff with Beverly. I mean, the love triangle. There's a lot in here I could have talked about, but God, there's just so much. It's a almost 3-hour movie. What did you guys think of this video? What did you guys think of It Chapter 2? Is there more you want me to talk about? Should I do spoiler discussion part 2? No, that's too much. But anyways, let's talk about It Chapter 2 below. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up because YouTube takes them way too seriously. Alright guys, let's talk about it below.